Okay, so you know that mom at the school drop-off? The one always in the brand new, fully loaded SUV?
The one wearing designer everything for a Tuesday morning?
Yes, that exact one. You look at them and think, wow, they must be absolutely loaded. But then you find out they're literally drowning in credit card debt.
Right, because the truth is, most millionaires, well, they don't actually look like millionaires. I mean, some of the wealthiest people around you might look completely, ordinary.
The guy with the old paid-off car.
Exactly, because real wealth, it's rarely about appearances, it's about behavior. So today, we're breaking down 5 signs someone is secretly wealthy.
And more importantly, how you can use these exact same habits to actually build your family's net worth, instead of just performing for strangers.
Right, which is exactly what we're all about here. I'm Frank.
And I'm Lynn. Welcome to Talk and Wonder. We create easy-to-understand whiteboard animations covering family finance, investing, passive income, and debt management.
Our goal is to break down complex financial topics, help you avoid traps, and build wealth together. So if you want to secure your future, you are exactly in the right place. All right, so sign number 1, and this is, look, it's incredibly subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. They stay totally calm when talking about money.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually really deep. Because for most people, money is it's pure emotion, right?
It's heavy, it's stress, pride, maybe, I don't know, shame, comparison. A simple conversation about a bill can quickly turn into
A full-blown performance or a meltdown. I mean, we've literally had those arguments over like a random grocery receipt.
we definitely have. But secretly wealthy people, they treat a price as just information. It's completely neutral.
A decision is just a decision.
Right, they don't need to make the number sound impressive, and they don't act uncomfortable around it either. Like they don't casually drop the price of their new golf clubs into a conversation just to prove they matter.
Oh, these old things? Just a cool 3 grand, no big deal. Giggles.
Exactly. When money is emotionally heavy, people tend to perform around it. They try to justify it, explain it, or hide it. But when someone is genuinely financially secure, the performance just disappears.
Which makes complete sense, because when you actually have the money, you don't need an audience to validate you. It just sort of exists quietly in the background.
It doesn't need to be defended. And that calmness, that lack of drama when passing on something expensive without sounding bitter, it says a lot about their actual balance sheet. Which brings us to the most misunderstood sign of all.
They drive older, completely paid-off cars.
Oh my gosh, the Toyota, I swear, every secretly rich person I know drives like a 10-year-old Toyota or a Honda.
Right? But it is so easy to misunderstand. Most people see a 2014 Civic and automatically assume the owner is just trying to save money because they have to, like they're struggling.
Because we're completely conditioned to think that your car equals your status. I mean, if you're doing well, you upgrade. That's just what you do.
Exactly. But secretly wealthy people, they're saving money because they actually understand the math. To them, a car is just, it's transportation, not an identity.
It just needs to be safe, reliable, and most importantly, paid for.
Paid for, yes. It does not need to prove anything to strangers in traffic. And that is exactly why they avoid that whole, what do you call it, the constant upgrade cycle.
Oh, the payment trap. I mean, let's be honest. We literally almost fell into this. Remember when we almost leased that luxury car because the monthly payment was on sale? The logic was impeccable.
The logic was, yeah, let's not talk about that car. But look, a new car feels amazing for, what, a few months?
Until the new car smell fades and you're stuck with that bill.
Exactly, and the payments now are huge. Let's say you're paying, I don't know, maybe $700 or even $800 a month. While you're losing money on depreciation, the secretly wealthy person is taking that exact same $800 and redirecting it.
Okay, wait, Frank, stop. $800 a month into investments?
Yes, every single month, and that money doesn't just sit there. Over time, it compounds. The payment that someone else sends to a lender to rent a shiny piece of metal
Is the exact same money the secretly wealthy person sends to their future. Wow.
Precisely. So the paid-off car isn't a sign of struggle. It's a sign that they would rather build wealth than display it.
But it's not just the big things like cars. The way they spend their money on everyday stuff is actually mind-numbingly boring, which is sign number 3. They spend their money on, well, incredibly boring, but highly effective things.
Okay, define boring. Like what? Buying socks in bulk?
I mean, maybe, but I'm thinking more along the lines of a really good CPA, proper term life insurance, estate planning documents, a fee-only financial advisor.
Oh, wow. Okay, so basically all the stuff you would never ever post on Instagram.
Exactly. Nobody is taking a selfie with their freshly drafted living trust. It doesn't get likes.
But that is exactly the point. I mean, I think about this a lot with our kids. Nobody applauds you for buying life insurance, but you're not doing it for the likes. You're building a financial moat around the family.
A moat. I really like that because someone performing wealth, they buy things that look impressive immediately, right? The watch, the designer bags.
Right.
But the secretly wealthy, they buy things that produce results quietly over years. That boring CPA, they might legitimately save them tens of thousands in taxes. The estate plan?
It prevents complete chaos for the kids if something unthinkable happens.
Exactly. Even down to buying a high-quality lawnmower that lasts 15 years instead of the cheap, flashy one that breaks in 2.
It's spending designed to work, not to impress.
Exactly. But here's the catch. All of that defensive spending, it doesn't matter at all if you can't control what happens when you finally get that big raise. Which brings us to sign number 4. They ruthlessly control lifestyle inflation. Because look, when most people get a raise,
The house gets bigger, the car gets newer, the coffee gets a lot fancier.
right, the lifestyle automatically rises to meet the new income. But for the secretly wealthy, a raise does not instantly become a new car. A bonus doesn't automatically
Turn into a week in the Maldives, even though, let's be honest, we really want to go to the Maldives.
We really do, but that's the whole point. They resist that urge. They keep their fixed costs controlled, and that creates margin. And margin, Lynn, that is the real wealth builder.
Okay, I need a second. Margin. Because most people just let every new dollar get completely absorbed by a more expensive life. Like you make an extra $1,000 a month, and suddenly your life just costs an extra $1,000 a month.
Exactly. Wait, let me back up for a second. The actual secret here is when they move the money. They redirect that new income into investments or assets before their lifestyle even has a chance to notice it.
Oh, wow. So they pay their future selves before they can even get used to the bigger paycheck.
Precisely. So from the outside, it looks like literally nothing changed. Same house, same habits, same paid-off Honda.
But underneath...
Underneath, the balance sheet is getting stronger every single year. They're keeping more money under their control. They're turning income into ownership instead of, obligations.
Choosing growing freedom over visible upgrades.
Yes, because the goal isn't to make every raise visible. The goal is to make every raise useful. But this whole system, this quiet accumulation,
It gets tested.
oh, it gets tested hard because it's easy to look smart and stay calm when your portfolio's going up. But when the market completely tanks and everyone is panicking, which is exactly why sign number 5 is the ultimate test. They stay incredibly calm when the market drops.
Okay, but that is so much easier said than done. I mean, when everything on your screen is flashing red and the news is just screaming that the sky is falling, it is terrifying.
It is, because every headline feels, urgent. Most people react emotionally. They check their accounts constantly, they panic, they wonder if they should just, sell it all and hide the cash under a mattress.
Literally us in 2020.
Right? We've all been there. But secretly wealthy people, they understand that markets move in cycles. They know volatility is it's the price of admission. It's not a reason to abandon the entire plan.
So they just ignore the crash?
No, they don't ignore reality. They stay invested. They rebalance if they need to. And sometimes they actually buy more.
Wait, are you serious right now? Buying more when everyone else is running for the exits?
Yes, because to them, quality assets just went on sale. They're thinking in decades, Lynn, not days.
A bad week or even a bad year doesn't define a 20-year strategy.
Okay, wow. That takes serious emotional control. But I guess that proves the whole point, right? Real wealth isn't built by reacting to every single market swing. It's built by staying disciplined long enough for, compounding to actually do its work.
Exactly. Secret wealth, it isn't a costume, it's a behavior pattern. And the most useful part about all of this is, these aren't just signs to spot other wealthy people.
Right. They're the exact behaviors we can start adopting right now, like treating money as information instead of a status symbol.
Avoiding those expensive car payments that just make you look successful.
And keeping your lifestyle from chasing every single raise.
Precisely. That is how quiet wealth gets built, not through one dramatic lottery ticket move, but through years of ordinary decisions. But applying all of this, it requires a very specific set of daily money habits. Habits
That actually make people wealthy over time?
Right, which is exactly what we break down in this next video on the screen. Because once you understand the signs, the next step is figuring out how to